surprised at all. It's who he is. It's who he is. I've always thought that he's a horrible person, and this is every bit of proof.
To help you start a business, but I need you guys to take what I've already started and triple and double that.
Floyd Mayweather is bankrupt. At least that's what Logan Paul thinks. Logan hopped on the Walkway to Fight Club show, and when he was asked about being paid, he was nothing short of honest.
It's unfortunate because, same Floyd Money Mayweather. Surely I was going to get my check fairly quickly, right? And that didn't happen, so I'm sure it'll come eventually, right?
In an unexpected change of events, Floyd Mayweather was spotted sobbing up during a live broadcast when longtime partner Leonard Ellerbe reportedly released papers indicating the unbeaten champion is facing bankruptcy.
And the business model that he put out there, it doesn't necessarily work for everyone. Okay. But it's a business model, and these fighters aspire to be great, but they also aspire for shit money.
The emotional moment astounded viewers, as Mayweather, known for his opulent lifestyle and money persona, has always presented an image of unrivaled wealth and financial superiority. If genuine, the leaked data might represent a watershed moment in the public's opinion of the former champion, raising serious worries about the true cost of living the high life.
Like some confusion, is Tank a Mayweather Promotions fighter still? Is he not? What is his his involvement with Mayweather Promotions, or is it just all still PBC, Al Heyman?
Yeah, Tank is not signed to Mayweather Promotions.
Okay. Got
He's
it.
not signed to Mayweather Promotions. His contract ran out,
Yeah.
and that's fine. But as I always say, contracts don't define relationships.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. isn't simply any fighter. He is generally regarded as the best defensive fighter in history, as well as one of the sport's most successful business people. Mayweather, who was born in Grand Rapids, Michigan, turned professional in 1996 and has built a career that any athlete would envy. He retired with a perfect 50-0 record, having been known for his quickness, cleverness, and great defense. However, what actually distinguished Mayweather was his ability to commercialize his name. Mayweather's career profits exceeded $1 billion because to shrewd promotions, especially through his company Mayweather Promotions, and headline-grabbing bouts against Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor. He openly flaunted his money, getting the nickname Money Mayweather and transforming it into a global brand. Flo's private jets, diamond-encrusted watches, and million-dollar shopping sprees made him a live embodiment of luxury and prosperity. However, as with many stories of tremendous wealth, there is generally a darker side hiding below the sparkling surface.
Floyd Mayweather, the highest paid athlete, not the highest paid boxer, the highest paid athlete in the world. I had the opportunity and pleasure to be around him for many years. I was his personal shopper. I was a personal friend of his family. One of my greatest memories of being just lucky enough to even be around that environment was watching him train. Watching Floyd Mayweather train is a masterclass in discipline. It is a masterclass in work ethic. It is a masterclass in this is how you execute and get stuff done. Every rep, he hits it hard. There's not one lazy rep. He does everything at such a high frequency, so elevated. I'm like, goodness gracious, watching this man train, it's like, that's how I want to train for life. I've been to the club with Floyd where we leave in the club 3-4 in the morning and he's still going to hit his 6 miles. He'll have all the cars follow him and he's running down the Las Vegas Strip, down back streets.
How much is it?
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high. 18 life.
That happy birthday, champ.
That's how we doing.
1 point. That is sick, dude.
But you gotta show him what he say.
Money green.
Hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. 101 piece.
One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one.
$1.8 million.
It's a one of one. I love that.
Mayweather Promotions, created by the famous Floyd Mayweather Jr., quickly became a formidable force in boxing. With Mayweather's unrivaled ring success and global celebrity as its base, the company created a distinct brand centered on fighter empowerment and big money fights. Leonard Ellerbe, the former CEO, was important in propelling the brand to new heights. Mayweather Promotions, which he ran, was important in organizing some of the most legendary and lucrative fights in boxing history. One of the most prominent triumphs was the historic Mayweather-Pacquiao fight in 2015, which broke pay-per-view records and produced more than $600 million in revenue. Following that, the 2017 crossover mega fight between Mayweather and UFC star Conor McGregor solidified the company's standing as an advertising juggernaut, with over 4 million PPV buys. These events not only created astronomical riches, but also drew global attention, cementing the Mayweather brand as synonymous with spectacle and success.
17-0 in 12-round fights.
Like he tried to get Pacquiao out of here.
Exactly. Entered the ring. He didn't get off to his fastest start.
Or try to the right anytime he gets ready.
Gets him into the corner.
Less. Using the jab as a not more than a rangefinder because it landed to land at the ropes. He wheels off those.
With a sense in his mind that he wants to do, he can do.
Mayweather, because they felt that he was the obstacle to getting the fight made.
He couldn't fight as he did against Margarito, much slower.
Came in not really as up on point like Floyd was, and he got way different
outcome without the tactical ammunition to open up. And in Grand Rapids, Las Vegas.
Leonard Ellerbe's tenure as CEO of Mayweather Promotions was marked by keen financial acumen, strategic vision, and in-depth knowledge of the fight game. Under his guidance, the company not only grew financially, but also served as a breeding ground for boxing's next wave of stars. One of his most famous success stories was Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Davis was found and developed by the Mayweather Ellerbe team, who took him from a bright young prospect to a global pay-per-view attraction. His exciting knockouts, captivating personality, and undefeated record made him a household celebrity. Much of that success was credited to Ellerbe's hands-on supervision and promotion.
You know, he the one told Frank that I was running at 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, Friday. He told Frank that. He was giving Frank tips and stuff like that. But I knew for sure that wasn't going to be enough to beat me. It's cool. It's all right. I don't really think too much of it. He's not going to hurt me. You know what I mean? So it's good to beef with him than be cool with him because he can do some crazy stuff. He'll put you in bad situations.
However, Leonard Ellerbe's official departure from Mayweather Promotions caused tremors across the boxing business. Gervonta Davis, who had already voiced dissatisfaction with his promotional direction, did not hold back. In interviews and social media posts, Davis made it clear that he felt misled and underappreciated during his time with the organization. He suggested that both Ellerbe and Mayweather were more interested on commercial optics than fighter development toward the end, to break up exposed tensions among the once unbreakable Mayweather Promotions staff, showing that even the most successful boxing partnerships may confront challenges behind the scenes.
Hi there and welcome to Jam's Boxing Chat. This is just a quick one that the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerbe, has left his role with immediate effect. He's been replaced by Richard Schaefer. God knows what's going on in the Mayweather camp, but I'm sure we'll find out soon.
However, amid the stunning multi-million-dollar scam charges, new reports suggest that Floyd Mayweather may be insolvent. A discovery adds even more fire to the already fiery debate. The whispers of financial collapse are no longer mere hearsay. They are being repeated by figures in the combat sports world. One of the most eye-opening statements came from former UFC fighter and current analyst Chael Sonnen, who has never been afraid to speak his thoughts. Sonnen sprung a bombshell when he claimed that the highly awaited Mayweather vs. McGregor super fight, widely recognized as one of the most lucrative events in sports history, may not have been as successful as expected. According to him, the big show was aided by smoke and mirrors. He claimed that many of the empty seats in the arena were quietly filled with people dressed as audience members. An intricate ploy devised to make the venue appear sold out, and that he had attended and covered the event live. Sonnen was clear in his criticism of Mayweather's public relations machine. So it's two big drawings. They do an excellent job promoting it. Everyone is talking about it. Yes, there is still a number. Yeah, I mean, no matter how big the draw is, there's still a number. If this person and this guy both have 100 million, you must publicize and push it. as well as provide assurances to eliminate everything. If they were only getting percentages, everyone would be saying the places were empty. I can understand. Not earning money, but the chairs being empty seems implausible, yes. And there is no such thing as a pay-per-view hit that was not a live crowd hit. For example, if your live crowd, your first focus group, is not sold out, you did not use pay-per-view numbers. But boxing will continue to claim that even today. They continue to claim that that is number one. All you have to do to become the most successful pay-per-view event in boxing history is win the title. Floyd Mayweather's collapse appeared to begin when his longtime friend, advisor, and former CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerbe, quit officially. He wasn't only a work associate, he was the mastermind behind several of Mayweather's most lucrative moves outside the ring. For years, he managed negotiations, oversaw event promotions, and added to the Money brand's clean image. His presence allowed Mayweather to concentrate on fighting while still profiting on every dollar his name could produce. Ellerbe's exit marked more than just a corporate separation. It marked the beginning of a steady collapse of the empire they had created together. Without his strategic direction and first-hand knowledge of the fight industry, gaps appeared in Mayweather's operations. Promotions lacked the same energy, new fighters distanced themselves from the brand, and rumors of financial mismanagement started to circulate. According to internal insiders, Floyd failed to keep up with the logistics and decision-making that Ellerbe was previously responsible for. With no trustworthy right-hand guy to guide him, Mayweather's empire began to falter. Whispers in boxing circles became louder as whispers of internal discord at Mayweather Promotions escalated into full-fledged speculation. Behind the glitz and glamour, those close to the event said that Leonard Ellerbe had been surreptitiously expelled rather than stepping down willingly. While no official remarks corroborated this theory, Floyd Mayweather's silence simply fueled the fire. Floyd's decision to remain tight-lipped, given his flamboyant nature and penchant to control the narrative, raised eyebrows around the industry. I remember first hearing about a dispute between Floyd and Gervonta before Gervonta fought Pedraza. And I heard Floyd did not want Gervonta to stay in Baltimore because he felt there were too many distractions for him, and he wanted to stay in Vegas. And the story I was told at the time was that Floyd gave Gervonta one of his penthouses or residences in the Palms Hotel and said, "This is yours. I will provide that for you." He bought Gervonta a Jeep because he wasn't a world champion at the time. He bought him a Jeep, a 4x4, you know. He essentially stated, "I'll make it easy for you. I do not want you to travel to Baltimore. I want you to stay here. I don't think Baltimore is the place for you." What I was told was that Gervonta sold all of the furniture and the Jeep before returning to Baltimore and buying a Benz. That is exactly what I was told at the time. Backwards, you just don't get how wrong that is. Okay, since, as I previously stated, you do not want anyone to know you got it. But here is the thing. If Floyd had money, don't you think it would have been sent there already? If Floyd had money, don't you think it would have been sent there already? Floyd Mayweather fought Gervonta Davis both inside and outside of the fight. Their feud was played out in public, with Mayweather voicing dissatisfaction with Davis's demeanor and devotion. Gervonta Davis openly referred to Floyd as a witch in a tweet, which he later deleted. However, Leonard Ellerbe kept his unwavering support for the young warrior. He believed Davis had great potential and envisioned him as the sport's future face. Floyd had money troubles before he became the larger-than-life character known as Money Mayweather. Long before the private aircraft, fancy watches, and Instagram flexes, there were signs that everything wasn't as it appeared. Floyd was supposedly facing substantial jail time for failing to pay his taxes. A startling turn of events for someone who routinely boasted about being the highest-paid athlete in the world. He supposedly borrowed $2 million to cover a portion of his IRS bill in order to escape incarceration. This was not the move of a business genius. It was the behavior of someone trying to keep an image while barely surviving. At one time, Mayweather's overdue tax bill reached $22.2 million. That amount alone offers a bleak picture of someone whose spending has likely surpassed his wages or, at the very least, his financial preparation. For a man who claimed to sleep on mounds of wealth and flaunt millions in jewelry, that amount of debt raised more than a few questions. It showed a truth that fans were hesitant to accept. Floyd's empire may not have been as invincible as it looked, and the money moniker may have been more of an illusion than reality. Floyd Money Mayweather, up until lately, didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest-earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. After making a killing, he stopped in 2017. However, he dug himself a hole by making extravagant acquisitions such as this LA home. It was so terrible that he owed the IRS $22.2 million and had to come out of retirement to pay it back, and follow for more. Now, in the latest and possibly most damning blow to Floyd Mayweather's image, he is facing various scam claims that threaten to demolish what remains of his once glory empire. At the heart of these debates is a huge $42 million property swindle that has shook both the boxing and business worlds. Floyd was reportedly involved in a fraudulent real estate investment scheme in which investors were promised enormous returns on luxury developments that either did not exist or failed to materialize. The alleged fraud includes duping investors into investing millions in properties purportedly endorsed or pushed by Mayweather's name and brand. Victims claim they were given forged paperwork, doctored financial predictions, and even phony designs, all aimed to create the appearance of validity. Floyd's public involvement with the project drew high-profile investors, many of whom now feel misled when news broke that Floyd Mayweather had made large donations to homeless shelters in Los Angeles. Many people praised the act, seeing it as a rare example of Mayweather giving back to the community. But the respect was short-lived. Soon after, Mayweather shared a series of Instagram photos of himself living the good life in Dubai. At the same time the alleged payments were made. The discrepancy between his social media profile and the timing of the gift aroused concerns. Was this an effort to rehabilitate his ruined reputation in the midst of growing financial scandals? If that's the case, it backfired horribly, calling into question his sincerity and further weakening his trust. The situation worsened when Gervonta Davis, Mayweather's former protege, made a surprising admission. According to Davis, Mayweather was supposedly held hostage in Dubai due to outstanding debts, rather than traveling the world as he had led the public to think. The debts were allegedly connected to fancy jewelry and stuff he neglected to pay for. Davis' daring charge sent shockwaves through the boxing world, adding to the growing concerns about Mayweather's financial security and morality. What started as a little disagreement suddenly escalated into a full-fledged scandal. Now, this comes in the midst of rumors that Floyd Mayweather is stranded in Dubai because he owes people money, which are coming from reliable sources. Gervonta Davis Floyd Mayweather, people who are aware of his inner life, but back to TMZ. So they stated, Floyd Mayweather was courtside for last night's key Clippers vs. Mavericks game, but before he came, he was dishing out money, gifting 3 homeless men with $30,000. There are no photos now. There is no video of this, but there is an official TMZ article, and TMZ usually gets things correctly. TMZ added, we're told Mayweather began talking to the guys and decided he wanted to help, so he ripped out his backpack and blessed each guy with 10 racks. I don't want to expose my face, but Floyd just gave us 30,000. Reynolds, one of the guys, spoke after getting the present. As CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerbe was important in building the company into a boxing powerhouse. He not only promoted some of history's most historic fights, including as the record-breaking Mayweather against Pacquiao showdown, but he also helped to develop rivals like Gervonta Davis. Davis grew from a promising talent to a pay-per-view sensation under Ellerbe's tutelage, cementing his place as one of the sport's most important players. Ellerbe's advice, combined with his business acumen, allowed Mayweather Promotions to dominate the boxing world for many years. When Ellerbe chose to step down, Mayweather Promotions expressed its heartfelt appreciation for his exceptional accomplishments. In a statement, they recognized his choice to lead the company to spend more time with his family and loved ones. However, in an honest interview, Ellerbe voiced his fears about Floyd Mayweather's legacy. He pointed out that, while Mayweather's career was already legendary, any unforeseen occurrence or blunder could tarnish the reputation he had worked so hard to build. Ellerbe voiced concern that without the proper leadership and guidance, Floyd might end up being a laughingstock, permanently destroying his image in the boxing world. What are your views on Oscar de la Hoya and Canelo's back and forth? I know you told Oscar off yourself at the last news conference you attended, but I'm not sure. You know, I was certainly present. Oscar is simply being Oscar. However, Canelo possesses vast expertise and information. I am aware of this, and he is most likely opened Pandora's box. Probably everything goes now, right? Yet, I was reading the translation of what he said and realized, oh, he said all of that. I was shocked. So my final question to you is that I was speaking with some other folks in the media. Who do you think will win in their prime at middleweight? Canelo or Oscar de la Hoya? Many individuals have questioned me if I am not a fan of mythological matches. What are your thoughts on the shocking charges against Floyd Mayweather? Do you believe the rumors, or is it simply media hype? Please share your thoughts in the comments below.